we go.
Hey guys, this is Gerry, always reporting for Kids First. Today we're not at the red carpet, but the blue carpet for the new wonderful sci-fi film made by Disney, Tomorrowland. We're going to learn a lot about the film, we're going to learn a lot about many people and about their project, and it's just going to be a blast. Now let's go have some fun and learn a lot of things. Just get one question?
Yeah, far away, man.
Did the character that you play bring out the boy in you?
Well, listen, you know, the fun part about being an actor is that you don't have to grow up, right? That's the whole period. So, you know, it brings out the boy in you, but we really don't grow up. That's the whole thing about it. Are you doing this for a living now, this part?
I hope so.
Yeah, well, then you'll understand it. When you get to be older, you'll go, oh, you still feel like a kid.
Thank you. To Tomorrowland, what do you think makes her so special?
Because of the way that she looks at the world. She's a really, she's a dreamer, and she's looking at the world in a positive way, and she's saying, if there's a problem, then let's fix it. And no one else around her is thinking of the future in that way. So that's why she gets recruited. That's why she gets to go to Tomorrowland.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Raffy, how is it to play a character that pretty much kicked butt and was awesome and fought everybody and protected the main character?
It was really cool. It would feel good to be, like the helper of Casey and Frank, and just to protect them from anybody that was trying to hurt them.
Okay, so thank you.
Thank you.
We're right now with Damon Lindelof, who is the writer and producer for this wonderful film. How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you, Gerry?
I'm doing fantastic.
Are you going to get to go into Disneyland after you're going to get to experience it?
I hope so.
Okay, good. Good.
So, how did you write this film? Because I know that you partly wrote it, other people also wrote it with you, but how did you write the story? It's so unique, and it's just a wonderful story.
Thanks. Yeah, a good friend of mine, Jeff Jensen, and I kind of started kicking around the idea for the story. We were really interested in Walt Disney as a man, not just as the idea behind Disneyland. And he was really interested in the future. He was really interested in space travel. He was really interested in the world's fairs. So we started doing a lot of research together, and we kind of imagined, what if Walt was a part of the secret society of geniuses that kind of wanted to change the future? And the idea just took off from there. And then we got Brad Bird, who's one of my favorite directors. Incredibles is probably my favorite movie of all time, involved. And then he and I started writing together, and we said, wow, this is actually turning out kind of cool. Do you think we could get George Clooney involved? He doesn't do movies like this. He doesn't do summer movies. He's not going to do a Disney movie. But we went over to his house and we talked to him a little bit, and he said he was in. So here we are 2 years later, and the movie's coming out. I hope people check it out.
It is wonderful. And behind us is a picture of downtown Tomorrowland.
Yes.
And it looks fantastic. How did you design that? How did you write that?
We worked really hard in terms of making it feel like a real place. Who would the architects of this place be? But then we had just an immensely talented production team led by this guy, Scott Chambliss, who was our production designer, and of course Brad Bird, just in building these tremendous visuals.
Well, thank you so much. I love the film, and I think everybody else will.
Tell your friends. Thank you, Gerry.
I will.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man.
See ya.
See you, buddy.
Hi, it's doing good.
Good. What's your name?
My name is Gerry.
Gerry, I'm Tom.
It's nice to meet you, Tom.
Good to meet you,
I love your pin.
You like that?
It's much better than the other pins.
Well, it's kind of special.
It is special. Right now we're with Tom Peitzman, who's the executive producer for this wonderful film. So, as you know, X Prize and Tomorrowland teamed up to create the Create Tomorrowland X Prize Challenge.
Yes.
So,
I think I might be one of the judges.
Oh.
I was told.
Well, in that case, what are you kind of judging on? Creativity, advancedness, or what?
Yes. Creativity, advancedness, and dreamers. We just want people that are going to create something that is unique and special and not have limits. I mean, so many of the things that we're told when we're in school, we're creating limits for things. And I think with young people now, and what you'll see in this movie, there's so much about hope and optimism. And I think that's what's so unique and so much fun about Tomorrowland.
I definitely agree, and it is a wonderful film, by the way. I've seen it.
You've seen it? Oh, great.
Yes,
good.
and I loved it.
Good.
So the special effects in this film are breathtaking, with Tomorrowland at downtown city itself and all the technology.
Great.
How was it doing all that advanced special effects?
It was super cool. I mean, the wonderful thing about what I get to do is I get to create things that don't exist. And so I get a written page, a script. I sit down with the director and we start brainstorming. We say, okay, well, what do you want to see here? What do you want to feel here? You know, what's the emotion you're trying to get out of somebody? And then we start coming up with a palette. And we hired a wonderful production designer, Scott Chambliss, and then I hired Industrial Light and Magic to do all the visual effects for us. And they, as always for me, do a wonderful job. They're just amazing talents, and you know, we got to create lots of cool stuff.
It was all very cool. Do you have a favorite special effects thing that you did in the movie that, like, just wow?
You know, I think the thing that really is wow for me is Tomorrowland itself. When Britt is walking around with her pin experience, and she's experiencing it for the first time and looking around at all these great things, you know, that was a lot of fun and it was special. And we got to shoot it in in Valencia, Spain, with Santiago Calatrava, who did this wonderful piece of architecture. And we used a lot of that for the actual buildings of Tomorrowland, and then we added on it with all of the different buildings that we did, in monorails and cars and flying cars and
flying monorails.
And flying monorails, exactly.
And by the way, I see in the background and in the film, and it just looks wow. It just looks cool. I wish LA looked like that.
I wish it did too. You know, but the thing is, it allows you to go to this place that's special. And being a young person yourself, that's what you have to keep thinking about. Dream and do something fun. Looks like you're already doing it.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for talking to me.
All right, nice to meet you.
It's nice
Take
meeting
care.
you. So right now we're with John Walker, who is the executive producer for Tomorrowland. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. So this film must have been hard to produce. I mean, it's about this world where anything is possible, and it looks like anything is possible. Can you tell us a little bit about the experience?
Well, it was a long ride, and we shot for 100 days, and we moved to Vancouver, and we were living in Vancouver and out in the rain and the middle of the night in December in Vancouver, and everybody's cold, and we had spent a lot of money removing all the breath from people's faces, so it was arduous, but you know, really fun. And you know, what we're most proud of is that it's an original film, a big Disney original movie, and not a lot of those get made these days. You know, we're seeing a lot of sequels. We're seeing a lot of movies that are, you know, 4, 5, and 6, and we're really happy that we're making an original film here. And Disney and Pixar are doing that, 2 of those this summer. You know, ours and Inside Out, another great film that's coming out. So we're really proud of that.
And by the way, it is truly an original story. The story is amazing. Yeah. And what was the hardest scene to produce?
Well, you know, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people involved in this stuff, and there's many producers. I'm just one. You know, there are a lot. It's a big job, and we all split it up and figured out a way to get it through each day, and that's, you know, it's just trying to get through the next hour is sort of how you do it, you know, one step at a time, bird by bird, right?
And what do you think a normal day in Tomorrowland would be like?
Well, in Tomorrowland, the real Tomorrowland, the one that's in the movie, would be, you know, a day of invention, a day of dreaming. You know, you get up and work on your new invention to, you know, save the world, and then and probably work late into the night, and then, you know, maybe sleep in the next day, but back up to do it again the next day.
Well, thank you so much for talking about the film and your experience making it.
Well, thank you for seeing it. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah. You never know what's coming, right? It's like you don't know what's coming next.
Yeah, it's very unexpected.
Like that. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Right now we're with TJ Miller and his wife Kate, and TJ.
And kids first. They wanted me to do an interview with kids second. I said no. Kids first.
And TJ.
We didn't even talk to kids third. Nope.
Well, thank you very much. I feel honored.
You're not the first.
And TJ Miller, he plays Fred in Big Hero 6. So how are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Great. We're super excited to be at Disneyland. How about you?
It is fantastic. I mean, Disneyland is a magical place.
It really isn't blue carpet. I mean, they do it. It's all different here in a wonderful way. But we're excited to see Tomorrowland. And we're excited we're staying tomorrow to hang out at Disney. and we're going to go ride Space Mountain, if it's up to her, probably 5 to 6 times in the front row.
7 or 8.
So that'll be the hours that we spend tomorrow.
Well,
Space Mountaining it.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun for you guys.
It's more fun than Space Foothill.
It is. I've ridden
Kids
that one,
first.
it's not.
Kids first.
And if you went to Tomorrowland, what would be one invention you would create, or what would you do?
Well, I just mentioned Android Unicorn, and I think that would be the greatest gift I could ever give her, would be a cybernetic mechanical unicorn. What would you invent?
A hoverboard.
She loves hoverboards.
I'm obsessed.
She's
I've
positive
been
that Back to the Future 2 will eventually be.
Have you been waiting for the hoverboard?
I have been waiting for the hoverboard.
I want
Wouldn't that be
hoverboard
great?
shoes, yeah.
How about a mechanical unicorn hoverboard?
Oh, that'd be great, because then it would have the little hoverboards on the unicorn, the mechanical unicorn hooves, and then we could sit on the top of it and it could take us wherever. That'd be great. And if you were attacked,
be like rainbow.
yeah, and I think glitter would be left behind, and you could sort of stab at people who attacked you with the horn.
It'd be like a Hansel and Gretel breadcrumb trail, but with rainbow glitter and unicorn hooves.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds amazing. Thank you guys so much for talking to me, and I hope you enjoy the film.
Thank you, kids first.
Yes. You guys are making it happen.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. I hope so.
Well, you are. I mean, you're putting that message out there for kids, right? And the kids are our future. You're our future.
Thank you.
Right.
Right now with Leland Melvin, who's a NASA astronaut. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
So, since you yourself are a NASA astronaut, and now you're seeing this film, and in part of the film, they actually are going onto a rocket.
Right.
So, in Tomorrowland, what would you do yourself?
If I were in Tomorrowland, I would try to help design and build things that can help cure different ills like AIDS and cancer and these things, and then also build ways that we can have a civilization that's not so dependent on fossil fuels that are changing our climate. And like on the space station, when we go up there, you know, we get all of our energy from the sun. And we live off of batteries and sunlight. So those are some of the things that we do up there. We recycle our urine to drink. So, you know, we have water problems here in California. 25% is getting, you know, cut back that you can't use. So how can we use some of this technology currently, but from the future to help us save our planet?
I completely agree. So you were part of the crew that helped build the International Space Station, right?
Yes, in 2008 I took up the Columbus Laboratory, which is a research laboratory from the European Space Agency. And I used a robotic arm to attach that to the space station. And now we have people from all over the world working and living in space, trying to help advance our civilization.
And how was that experience?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was so fantastic. Thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the film. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you.
Well, guys, the event is over, and it was a blast. We met so many cool people, learned a lot about the film. Go check out kidsfirst.org and our YouTube channel for my review of the film and full coverage of the event, and also more reviews and more coverages of the event. I'm your host, Gerry, signing off. Bye.